Okay, so here we are in Utah's online library, and we are going to focus on the Gale Kids Info Bits for grades K through 6, the research and context, which is for middle school students 6 through 8, and then the reference collection, which has 9 through 12. So we're going to start with the elementary age, and you'll notice that when we come to this page that we've got some big images. Some of these topics have already been sorted for us, so students that can't even really type, they can still search on here. They could, for instance, click on animals, and they could go to birds, and they could say, oh yeah, I want to learn about parrots, and then go straight into references that have already been garnered for them. You can see we've got some books, some magazines, we got pictures, news, and that's without even typing anything. Now we are going to actually search. We're going to use the search bar, and I'm going to start typing in Julius Caesar. That's the reference we're going to use. I'm going to select that, and now that I've searched for an actual, in this case, person, it could be an event or topic, whatever it is, you can see that these are all the resources that they have in the database. So I've got 3 books, 14 biographies, 5 pictures, some magazine articles, and some news articles. Now, a couple things to point out. You'll notice that there is, in this case, a yellow square, or you can also see a green circle, and the other one that they have is a red triangle. So when I select biographies, it's going to show me all 14 of these that they have, and I can limit my search, and I could say, you know what, I only want to see the basic ones, and there's 5 of those. Now, also here, it'll tell you where this is pulling from. So this is coming from the Britannica Student Encyclopedia. This is coming from biographies, Ancient Rome 2011, and then it will give you the Lexile measure. So if you know your students, like what they're reading, like this is a great way to sort through that. I'm going to just pull all of them up, and we're going to select this top one. Now once I'm in an entry, I have the citation tools, and that's really what we're after with this. I'm going to select citation tools, and I have 3 options. MLA is the default that it'll show, but you also have APA in Chicago. I'm going to select MLA, and then what I can do with this is I can just copy and paste that for our purposes. So that's a quick look at the Gale Kids Info Bits. What we're going to do now is go to the Gale Research and Context, grades 6 through 8, and you'll notice that this one has a little bit of a different layout than we saw with the kids. There are still some of the same topics with images on there, but it is going to be driven more by what we type in. So I'm going to use Julius Caesar again, and now we have like an encyclopedic reference here. And this is going to give me just some basic information about Caesar, and I could read more if I wanted to. And then as we scroll down, then it's going to get into, like, now you've got 14 references, 15 biographies, you've got some more image, you've got a couple videos, you've got some audio, a lot more magazine articles, and then you've got some news articles. So there's quite a bit of stuff in here. Let's scroll up here, and I'm going to just select this one. And so you'll notice that within the middle school and even the high school, that the layout is a little different within Gale. I've got to go up here to go to cite, and that's what I want, but it's going to be the same process. I can just copy that and paste that into wherever I'm going to put that. So that's a quick look at the middle school. Now let's take a look at the reference collection 9 through 12. Now this one's a little bit different because within here we've got 8 different databases. So you've got some biographies, so that might be a good place if I'm studying Julius Caesar to look in the biography and context. We've got global issues, we've got opposing viewpoints, we've got specific to science. But the main database for student research is the student resources and context. So I'm going to go there, and you'll see that this looks similar to the middle school one. However, they don't have the images anymore. Now you've just got topics. So within this, I'm going to type in Julius Caesar again. And you'll notice, just like in the middle school version, I've get an encyclopedia type reference. And now you can see I've got a lot of different options. So I have 40 academic journals. Now those didn't show up in the elementary or the middle school, but they're showing up here because they're, higher reading level. I can go to critical essays as well. There's a lot more magazine articles. So there's just going to be a lot more content that's available for our high school students. So let's find an art. Let's go to this academic journals. So I'm going to select this. So that's going to show all 40 of them. And you'll notice that they all have a red triangle. So these are much more advanced reading than what we saw before. But it is nice. I can just look at it. It also has the Lexile count right there for me, so I can know if that's going to be too advanced or right where we're at. But I'm just going to we'll just pick this one. And again, once I've selected an article, I can just go here to the site and then copy the citation. Now, one last thing to point out. Within the 9 through 12, you are able to use the Power Search, and Power Search will look through a lot of different databases. So for instance, when I start typing in Julius Caesar, now you can see I've got 3,488 magazine articles, over 1,500 academic journals, over 2,000 books, 26,000 news articles. So Power Search can be really great, especially if you don't get a lot of stuff in the other databases. Then you can go to the Power Search, and that's going to look through all of the Gale stuff. But again, all you'd have to do once I select this is just go up here to the site, and then I can cite that source. So that is a look at the online library, and especially, let's actually go to the online library in the Gale resources. So we've got the elementary version, the middle school, and then the high school that has quite a bit more, and that's also where Power Search is at.